Hey guys, we're gonna do our E3 discussion video today.
Yeah.
Woo. It was really so good this year, so good.
Yeah.
Everyone's conferences, and obviously Nintendo's digital show, they were all fantastic. Digital event, whatever. All right. So yeah, we're gonna have a discussion about each of the conferences. I think there was like 5, including the Microsoft, the Nintendo one. So we're gonna start off with EA. They launched a Battlefield Hardline beta.
Yay.
The day that their conference was on. It was on console and PC. I think there was limited copies available, and I think halfway through the conference there was only like 20% left. So that happened, and then the spokesman for Sony came on and said that if you've got the Battlefield, is it 3? Battlefield 3? 4? On disc for PS4, then all you'd have to do is put the disc in and it will come up with the download for the beta. The trailer looked fantastic.
There's been some footage actually on other people's channels.
Yeah, there's been some more footage on some of the other conferences, which we'll talk about. But when EA opened their conference, it was with the trailer for Hardline, and it looked amazing so far.
Yeah.
You can rave about that later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's 2 things I want to put in before we continue. There were 2 bets now going on. We have 2. Well, no, we've got 1 bet and we have a debate.
Ooh.
The bet is what we said in a few. Don't pinch my nose.
Stop it.
The debate is what we said in the Batman videos. Is Robin owes me a $5 if he can't swim.
Which he won't.
In the next one.
I don't think he will. So I'm gonna hope he forgets about it.
I'm not going to forget. Basically, let's be honest, he's not going to be able to swim. It would...
It's a bat. When does a bat swim?
To be honest, most
he's
of the
also
levels,
a man.
He's also
swims.
a man, but when you look at his world, when you look at his world, the water is mostly one of the traps that you need to be smart and use the whole shooting up, because you haven't got chasms and stuff you can fall into. Water is the only thing that can start. So he's not going to be able to swim because they're going to use that as a major point again.
No, the major point for this one's going to be the bat reveal.
Well, no, I didn't mean major point like that. I meant just something that's he's not going to be able to swim due to the fact that they need this for some of the puzzles and stuff.
Anyway, we'll talk about Arkham Knight later on, because there's a big part of that in the Sony conference.
The other one is there was 2 games originally. Then Robin found. Then they did another one in one of the E3 presentations.
I think that was the Ubisoft one.
Was it?
I'll check my notes.
That's cool.
Note?
Basically, this is a debate.
Oh no, it might have been the Microsoft one.
This has been a debate that's been going on for a couple of
weeks now. Yeah.
There were 2 driving games that we like. Mine is The Crew, and mine and Chris's is The Crew.
I want Drive Club.
She wants Drive Club. We both reckon that ours is better than the other one. Robin's argument's trying to be nice and not biased. It's like, this one's going to be better for this one's going to be better for this. But then when you actually look at the actual presentations...
I do think they're both going to be fantastic games, but I know The Crew is going to have a better story, because obviously the map's bigger.
Sexy as hell.
But I think for online, I think the Drive Club's going to be better.
Which is my favourite bit, because the whole point of The Crew Online is you make a crew and you do the missions online with other people, which means the online experience is going to be so much better, because you have
Well, that's what Drive
Club
is. It's what Drive Club is, exactly the same. It was announced before The Crew announced their Drive Club. But announced their online. So they've technically stolen Drive Club.
How have they technically stolen Drive Club?
Because Drive Club's online was based around having a crew that you could drive around with.
Awesome. So basically their premise is coming from Juiced, in all fairness. The whole point of having a crew is coming from Juiced, yeah?
No, it's different. It's not like
it's
different. I don't know, it's just different.
Exactly, it's not stealing anything.
They've not compared it to Juice. But anyway, we're going to put Forza Horizon 2 into that debate as well. That's another one, yeah.
Which I want to actually see about, because that looks quite good. It sounds... I've lost that rubber thing. No, it's gone.
Alright. So, more about
E3.
E3 with the EA conference. We had our first look at Star Wars Battlefront. I don't know if you've seen that. It looks sexy.
The original one, absolutely brilliant.
It looks incredible.
Both of them.
They only showed the trailer. It was kind of like a live action trailer where they kind of showed a little bit behind the scenes. There's a little bit of gameplay, but not really that much.
That's a good one.
To be honest with you, Battlefront 1 was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
My favourite map was Geonosis, flying a Republic gunship into the little hole in the side of the Geonosian thing where their ships come out and just go, hi! Bang, 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 shooting from the inside and stuff, and you have men inside, men outside. Then Battlefront 2, the space battles were fantastic, you know.
There's not really much point in trying to fill me up with Star Wars info.
That's fair. But the Battlefront 2 was amazing. It was such good fun. Like you could get in a Republic gunship, fly into the enemy ship, and that become a mobile command base. You could spawn in the enemy ship and start blowing the enemy ship up from the inside out. Or you could still there. Well, yeah, that's not very nice, but
That's mean.
yeah, but they're droids. Who cares?
Hey, droids have feelings
No, they
too,
don't.
you know.
I don't. You're wrong.
How dare you?
There's another debate. He has me
Yeah.
5 if droids have feelings.
Yeah, there you go. Fine.
Droids don't have
Bring it up
feelings.
to do.
Thank you.
They're droids.
Thank you.
Have feelings?
No,
Yeah,
they don't.
they do.
Another one that it was a fantastic presentation. So for the obviously EA's based all around the game. There's no hardware or anything shown. Dragon Age Inquisition was shown. They had a live cello player. It's Brian. It's Brian.
Come on, niggas.
Yeah, they had a live
Hey.
cello player. That
Hey, no,
was really
Brian.
cool.
With Brian, your boyfriend.
Right, they had a
Brian.
live
Anyway.
cello player.
Yeah, it was really cool, and the trailer was good. I've never played any Dragon Age, so I don't really know what it's about.
Dragon Age is awesome. And
They look
the
good.
New, what was it, Inquisition? something like that?
Inquisition, yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing. The graphics for it just superb. compared to the
Beautiful.
older games.
Yeah.
Beautiful, baby.
Then they announced The Sims 4.
Right, you right,
They all turned back.
Brian.
Lauren's back there somewhere. There she is.
Sims 4, she was kind of moist.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be more emotion in the characters. There's more detailed graphics, but apart from that, there's not much difference. I don't think. I don't know. I'm a massive fan of The Sims, but I don't really know where they can take it now.
The other thing
What do you
they-
think?
To be honest with you, I don't think
Guys.
they can. Yeah. Alright, I don't think they can take it anywhere else now. They've
Yeah,
got
but the
their
thing about
premise.
Sims is that it's not supposed to be lifelike, is it?
But that's
And
the-
like I was
But it's-
watching,
it's
I was
one of
watching GameSpot, and they're saying they're running out of ideas to the extent that they're having to redo expansion packs that were brought out on like
Yeah.
earlier Sims games. So
It's one of those
This
games
might
you
be,
can
you
only
know,
go so far
yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
This might be the fact that this is probably going to be the last one.
yeah,
I doubt there's no point making a Sims 5 unless something
I
revolutionary
think
comes.
it'll end up being
Yeah.
like updated graphics maybe. But
Probably.
the don't get me
graphics-
wrong, the graphics look great in this game.
Yeah. Updated graphics.
But-
What they're going to do is updated graphics, updated vehicles because you could buy cars.
Yeah.
They might put some new features in where you can go on holiday and do certain things, get a plane and go sit on a beach or something like
You
that.
can there's expansion packs for that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
catch up.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, no.
There's apparently you can, like I said, you can control their emotions and stuff, and like you can control their heart or whatever. And they went on, they did this big kind of announcement about all of the like parts you can choose when you're making them, and like all of their kind of
Drag and drop.
like feelings and stuff that you can put on like their, I can't remember what it's called.
So basically, we've now got social groups. For
But it
Sims.
looks like there's not, like they were raving about something that was already in Sims 3.
Lauren, yeah, that isn't it?
And I can't remember what it's called.
Go on,
What's it called?
Jump in.
What's it called when you go and make a sim and then you can kind of put in what they're going to be?
Are they
Like-
attributes?
Their traits.
Their traits,
Oh,
that's the
traits,
one.
there you
They were
go.
raving
There we go.
about traits.
Stuff like lucky,
Yeah.
computer
And that
whiz,
was-
technophobe, that type of thing.
That was in Sims 3, and apparently they're raving about it's revolutionary and it's going to change all the Sims' emotions, and I was just saying, like, really? Really?
I don't know. My Sim's always evil anyway.
Why does
Yeah.
that not surprise me?
When I don't like someone, I lock them in a room and burn them or drown them.
Yeah.
Away
The
from
thing
it.
on The Sims 2 where you have like 1, 2 little fireplaces and then put wooden benches.
Yeah,
up
and then
just
just-
watch them burn.
It's like, and then death just comes and goes, hi,
Yeah.
teleports in and goes. That was one thing though, I mean, you remember this, the repo man. That guy was a dick. You didn't pay your bills, some guy would come in
Gun and just
with a gun, and if you left the door open, they'd come in and go, it'd take the most expensive item in your house and go, and that would how you pay the bills,
Yeah.
they would take some. Then you try and
Wow.
outsmart him, you go, well, I'm going to take all the doors off. Climb through the window, take all the windows and doors off. Teleports in, it's like,
Oh no!
it just gets to the point where you
That
then
is
just
so
go,
realistic.
it just gets to the point where you sold everything in your house going, what are you going to take now? And he takes a random bit of wall and the fucks off. And then what the hell have you just done? You someone wants to take the foundation of my house and just go, howdy. I just casually walk off.
Yeah.
Dumb
You can deal with that.
fucking repo man.
Yeah. So after Sims, we had a massive EA Sports thing. There was like I'm not gonna talk about it much. I'm just gonna say what was announced. UFC, you can now play against Bruce Lee, which is like the only selling point. Frostbite, I don't know what that is. Madden, Madden NFC 15. They've upgraded their defense strategies, which is pretty cool. I quite like their kind of trailers for that.
I would be interested in would be SSX.
Would be what?
SSX.
Snowboarding.
Oh, right.
Yeah, snowboarding games are amazing.
The original ones.
Yeah.
I know because I downloaded the beta for the or the demo, the last one that came out. That was brilliant.
Mm. Then of course they've got
It's so realistic because you could go off a ramp and grind on the side of a helicopter.
I don't think that's that.
Pretty sure in real life you can do that too.
and then of course we have FIFA 15. FIFA 15.
To be honest with you, FIFA. Fuck.
I hate FIFA. I'm not gonna
like
lie.
FIFA. I've got no problem with FIFA. It's
I don't
good
like
fun when
it.
you're there with a couple of your mates and you're having some fun. But the only selling point you have is the fact
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
no, like the only fact they've got is they add the occasional new features, but then what it boils down to is no one cares about doing the single player or anything like that. All they care about is going on Dream Team or going on the team building bit, using your gold cards and stuff, building an amazing team.
Yeah.
People who just come to the game, they start off with a bronze pack, have no chance of beating someone who's got an entirely shiny gold team, and they're walking around going, well, yeah, I've got fucking Messi, I've got Bale and all this, and you've got, I've got some guy from Salisbury FC.
I haven't owned a FIFA game since PlayStation 2.
I own FIFA 13, and I enjoyed FIFA 13. I had FIFA 13 and FIFA 12. FIFA 13, my team was amazing. Well, not amazing, but it was, I had some really good players for what my skill. I couldn't really do anything better, so I couldn't get any real better coins. But I mean, there's not much they can do with it apart from upgrading the graphics.
No,
maybe putting a few new techniques in. That's about it. And then obviously the only thing they can do is also change where the teams are. So obviously if Salisbury or I don't know, Man United went down, then they change it so they become a championship team instead of a Premier League team.
Yeah, I mean what they're focusing on for the release of this game is the fact that the players, the crowds, and the objects within the game are more lifelike. So if you hit a ball into the net, or it hits the side or anything, the net will actually move around.
So
if it hits someone in the face, then they will actually cripple down in pain. But they're just more animated and more realistic, really. But that's all they've really changed.
Should we move on? Because none of us really like sports games.
There is a new MOBA game out, which is going to be called Dawn Cage. Never heard of MOBA. Multiplayer online battle arena.
Oh, what, like Shivery?
Yeah. It's going to be called Dawn Cage. I don't really know much about it, but it looks pretty cool.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Mirror's Edge 2.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, my internet went down as this was streaming live. I was so pissed off, but I watched it back.
It's been too long. It's been way too long.
I wasn't a massive fan of the first one.
But no, just leave now.
I will admit that the second one looks stunning. It is like a simplistic, like kind of amazingly stunning game.
There was a lot of problems.
So I will be getting it. Yeah.
My favourite was the. Did you guys find the Easter egg in it? The giant rat.
No.
You know the sniper rifle level, where you get the chance, then you got to take out the convoy.
Yeah.
If you take out in a certain way, they obviously get crashes and stuff. This giant rat runs down the road.
Oh.
Fucking awesome. I think you have to shoot the lights out on the side building. You have to shoot one of them out in particular, and this rat goes.
Oh, that's cool.
It plays a song like and the fuck's off.
The first one I tried to play free because I saw one for the trophies and saw that you could do. You get a trophy for not using any weapons.
Yeah.
And I got right to the last level without using a weapon. And I just thought bugger it. Use a pistol.
Oh.
I just ran through the middle, just free firing because I just got sick of it. Doing the same level over and over again.
No, it looks good. They've had like parkour artists come in and help develop it with them, so all their moves are going to be a lot more realistic than the last one.
The whole, because when you run before, it's dead straight. There's no jolting or anything.
Yeah.
I know it's little things, but it's like when they're running, she wasn't.
Plus, it was a little bit unrealistic. It was a little bit unrealistic in the last one.
For a cup then?
I'm doing a Robin. I'm going.
You're doing an Aaron, mate.
You. You and Aaron, you taught him.
together.
You taught
We're
him.
like buddies
Yeah.
in the industry.
Buddies in the cocksuckling. Fuckheads. I'm trying to find something to play with. I need something in my hands.
Well, you just had your penis in your hands. That's just not.
Where's the green thing?
I
The
don't
green
know.
thing
Where's
should be
my
there somewhere.
fucking green thing?
Is it not in the little thing? I don't know.
For?
I got like a little green thing with magnets
And I play with it.
that he plays with.
Fucking
Is it in the cup?
You're really pale.
Ah! I needed a
Where's
pen.
the curtain? I don't know where it is. Yeah, you'll have to actually. I don't know.
I'm gonna play 35 games in one.
Okay.
Can't do this.
How do you? Oh.
Anyway, that was the end of
I'll play that.
the EA discussion that we were going to have.
Too
So
much.
yeah,
Nintendo.
there was some. No, we're not doing Nintendo yet. You're going last.
Oh.
Bitch!
They had some really good stuff, but there was nothing really mind blowing.
Die. Self-destruct.
So Ubisoft or Ubisoft or however you want to say it. Ubisoft! However you want to say it. What? What did you say? Don't believe you. Anyway, yeah. They opened with Far Cry 4. I'm not going to talk too much about it with Ubisoft actually. Even though they made it, there was more atmosphere around it in the Sony conference, so we'll leave it till then. It's set in the Himalayas, Far Cry 4. Apparently we were supposed to see... What?
The premium edition for Sims 4 is $69.99.
Fuck that.
I know I said I was going to get you a good edition. I'm not going to get you the premium edition. You can shove that right up your ass.
Yeah, I mean, we were said we were supposed to get like a gameplay trailer for the Ubisoft conference, but we got a gameplay trailer, but it was the beginning cinematic, so we didn't actually see any gameplay, and then they cut it off. Just like what? But yeah, it's set in the Himalayas. It looks really great, but there's going to be more information about that on the Sony section because obviously it's not exclusive to PlayStation or anything, but the Far Cry games have got some fantastic exclusive coming out for PlayStation, so there'll be more information on that then. Just Dance 2015. I was impressed. I don't throwing some shapes.
You ruined it.
There we go.
You keep talking.
I'll keep talking. Okay, yeah, I was impressed. They've obviously got a new track list. They've got massive connection improvements. They are launching something called Just Dance Now, which allows players to connect to the consoles via their smartphones, and it means you can have unlimited players, and it just kind of connects up the top, and it says however many players in one. What?
Using the smartphone.
Yeah, pretty much. The smartphones have an app called Just Dance Now. It's on any smartphone. If you're on Wi-Fi, 3G, whatever, you can get it. Yeah. She's got a song in this. She's got a song in this one. Just Dance.
Actually, there should be one song on there.
What?
We all know this.
We're not having Dance of Freedom on there.
No.
I was gonna say.
Dance.
Just gonna jiggle my head. Okay. Yeah, there's, like I said, no player limits. It kind of determines who wins by the connection on the phone, which is pretty cool. Don't believe you. Then we had some news on Tom Clancy's The Diversion, which I know Ben is quite excited about.
That looks so fucking good!
There was a lot of Tom Clancy this year. It was really exciting, yeah. There was another game release as well.
No, I when they had the last one on PS2.
Yeah, The Diversion looks...
The Diversion is...
I don't know if I liked the look of it,
good.
and then I saw the gameplay preview from Ubisoft, and I think it looks fantastic now. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So that looks really cool. There is another Tom Clancy game coming out, which was a big surprise, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. This is going to be Ben's department. They then announced the crew.
Yes!
They confirmed it's going to be a map from Miami to Los Angeles, so coast to coast.
fastest they could do it in was 2 hours. I went and read
Yeah.
this up after you told me.
Yeah.
This was using a supercar, not just the standard car you'll get at the beginning. I've read out basically it's the same.
Most super
Yeah,
vehicle.
it's the same as every single type of game you've ever played, including Gonna Be Drive Club, including Forza, including everything. You're going to start off with a crappy car. You can't help that. You're going to start off with a car that's going to be. It may look awesome. That's what I just said. Yeah.
That's the best part. You get the shitty little Ford Fiesta from like 1990.
Yes, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it was 2 hours across the map with a supercar that was going about 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you start off with a crappy little car.
You get this game now, you don't even need to go to America.
Yeah.
Look at that. We're
I'm still going to America.
Just sit in a dark room and just drive around everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they've got, like I said, they've got all the
America.
with the map. They've got all like the famous landmarks and stuff. They've got San Francisco Bridge. They've got the statues and the hills, but I can't. Mount Rushmore's the one. Can't remember what it was called.
Statues and what?
The statues of the hills. Yeah.
Carved out of rock. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got that, and the beta is actually coming for that soon.
I knew.
So
when?
And I can't fucking.
How do we get it?
It'll be.
I don't think we can play. I'm not sure if it's out.
Was it like a random?
I'm not sure if it's out on previous gen, if it's only out on.
It'll be.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, it's just going to be a PlayStation 4 Xbox One.
And PC.
So, and PC.
It is PC.
And PC.
But like this is where the whole debate thing comes in. Like this game, in my knowledge, is the first game that has interested me to this level.
No, GTA 5 is going to be a completely different though.
This is a completely different thing. But with car games, I like the customization on the vehicles you can do. I like going from having a stock car to making it either a boy racer car or making it a sleeper car. So all the stuff under the engine is like completely pristine, clean, all perfect. And then the top looks like a rust bucket. So people are there going, how the hell is that? And they're like, oh shit.
This one, you can literally, every single panel you can change.
This one is you start off. You can literally, if you wanted, I've seen this as well. If you go on the website, guys. You start off, you can literally just buy a chassis.
Yeah.
You can buy a chassis, you can buy the shell of the car you want on top. You can literally build, you can do a project car, which in real life is you buy a crapped up car, you buy a chassis and you build what car you want.
Mm-hmm.
This is that. If you want a beastie ass, high performance speeder, build that from the shell of a 1970 Dodge Charger.
See,
you want, it just
that's why I think the story is going to be better than the online.
It's an online thing.
It will be. It will have a story. It will have a story.
You get trucks.
Yeah.
I'm having a truck.
That's fair enough.
But it's gonna
remember the advert? There was a white Ford Dodge, not Ford, sorry, a white Dodge truck.
Yeah.
I'm getting it with a fat spoiler.
That's fair play. But no, like it's just. Plus, they've already said there's going to be 100 plus vehicles in it, which is better than most of the racing games, apart from I think Forza or something.
Forza Horizon 2, which we'll talk about in
Microsoft,
is very exciting.
Yeah.
But that's going to be added to the debate. No.
But do you mean the fact that they're bringing out a game where it's just driving and you've got such a big map.
You got the whole America.
Yeah,
America.
Like we'll use GTA here. As much as we know GTA, you get a car you like, you do it up really nice. You've only got a small map. They're gonna, it only takes you about 5-10 minutes to get from one side of the map to the other in your car. You've got a very small space with people with good rocket launchers.
Lawrence, she knows it all about that.
Yeah.
She plays it more than I have.
It's only a very small space, which means they're gonna blow you up quite quickly. This game, there's such a big space. If guys are coming to smash into your car, they're not gonna be able to do that because you could be an hour and a half across the map, and they're not gonna waste time driving all the way there.
Hey guys, come meet me over here.
No, it does look good.
I found out something else as well. You cannot fast travel to locations.
No.
Oh.
So you literally do have to drive.
You have to drive.
You have to drive.
You can fast travel to your friends.
Yeah.
You can fast travel to your friends, people in your crew.
Yeah.
But not from location.
So if you want to go from Miami,
if
you want to go from Miami to Los Angeles, you
have to drive.
Unless one of your mates just happens to be nearer, then you can fast travel to him.
Yeah.
When you spawn in the first place, which is on one of the coasts.
But I mean, when you get so far in, you're half through the game, you just want to talk about. Can you choose where you're going to spawn?
I'm not sure.
Or is it mass location?
I think you get
not that much has been announced about it, to be honest.
You get one garage, which is your garage, which is where you start, and you can always go back to there. So you can always go back.
You'll have a crew garage.
You have a crew garage as well. You have it as well. So you have a personal
your personal
garage,
one and a crew
small
one.
garage in the back garden of a house, which is your house.
Yeah.
And then this is cool. I'm pretty sure they're bringing this in. You drive into your garage, and when you're done with it, if you don't want to go and drive, you can go to the house, and it comes up with other features like they did in some games. You know, when you can look at the TV.
Yeah.
Did you guys play Eve? Did you play Eve yet?
Yeah.
You know when you go inside the spaceship and you've got the TV that shows leaderboards and stuff?
Yeah.
It's that type of thing. You've
Oh,
got the
cool.
PC and you can check leaderboards, you can check crew stats, stuff like that.
Oh,
Check
cool.
what missions you've done. They might be bringing that, but they might be doing it as a PDA in your car instead. So instead of the whole house experience, they're just
Yeah.
moving into a little
Oh,
view
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
on your dashboard. I don't know
Cool.
which one they've gone with yet.
Cool.
They probably sold his house to live in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
Okay, so the next one, this is quite an exciting one, Assassin's Creed
Nintendo.
Unity.
Oh,
Assassin's Creed Unity.
that does look sick.
It looks incredible.
And if it's as much as I think it's going to be like, you know, with your own single player story mode, and
Yeah.
you run together and for you have your own little Creed.
It looks
Call
incredible.
mine bitch ass Creed, but at that point,
It looks incredible. It's going to be set in the French Revolution, which has been announced ages ago.
I guessed that.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything about it, and I saw the trailer yesterday. I was like, what's this? Click on it.
Was it the accents that gave it away by any chance?
No, because there's no accents in it. It's just all.
Hell
Yeah.
It's just all shouting. It's just the one where they like storm the like little compound
Yeah.
and they kick ass and then just leave.
Alright, mate.
I will be back soon.
Let's get in a drink.
Emptying his vagina.
Yeah, it
Ron's
looks
dying in the
cool.
background.
Like Chris said, it's 4-player,
Stealing his seat.
co-op and online, so you can obviously do however you want. Each of the 4 is going to have their own story, which you'll kind of like go through, kind of together or on your own or whatever. But that looks really cool. They then did a rather weird thing, and they're releasing a new fitness game called Shape Up. But it looks pretty fun. It's not like a fitness game where you're just kind of sitting there doing exercise.
Like
It's
the ones
actually-
you cheat on, like when they say,
Yeah.
when they brought out the Wii, you know, it's
Yeah.
designed to get people fit
It's
with the
like-
Wii Sports.
It's like
can
it's
sit there
actually
and do
one that
this.
you will play. Like it's got actual games in it, so that you can like it's got like Guitar Hero stuff, so you like jump around and like play Guitar Hero with your feet and stuff like that. Like
Like it's
actually
over
playing
your
guitar.
feet, we're going to sit up.
Well, yeah, no, you just have to where the things are, but that's
that's
going to
cool.
be
But like
for
performance type thing.
yeah,
So you're on stage and stuff.
yeah. So that's going to be Kinect and PlayStation camera compatible.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Kinect, but it's going to be
Oh, no,
PlayStation
because
camera
the console
compatible.
uses 10% of its main power.
30%.
Oh, sorry, 30%. The PlayStation loses 10%.
Yeah. They then talked about obviously it's the 100-year anniversary of the Great War next year. So they are releasing a game that is the only UbiArt game that they announced for this year at E3, and it's going to be called Valiant Hearts: The Great War, and it's based on like little mini stories throughout the game, and it's based on letters sent from the war that have been discovered and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's about this group of 4 guys and a dog, and just kind of their stories about the war and stuff like that. It looks pretty cool. The artwork is incredible. There's no horse. No. No, the artwork is
Hey,
cool.
he's got a glass of cum juice.
So,
And then the big.
have we switched?
No,
Yeah.
we're still on Ubisoft.
No.
Oh right, okay, him.
Sweets, yeah. You can sit behind Robinson.
And then we did
Lean on
the
Lauren.
final thing, which was that's Ben.
Hi.
Which was
Ben.
a massive.
Me.
There was a massive surprise, and they released this. They had this like gameplay. But I can't.
You know how
There was this massive gameplay thing going on the screen, and then they released Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, which looks fucking awesome. I'm a bit shocked they're bringing out another Tom Clancy game so quickly. So obviously Diversion isn't even out yet, and that's been put back. So I don't know if it was put back because they were developing it or whatever. But we got to see, like I said, we got to see some of the gameplay, and it was really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that. The presenter for Ubisoft actually came out crying after they saw Rainbow Six because it was that good. But it's going to be all about kind of hostage situations and stuff like that. So that was really cool.
Still,
So
for me, of the Tom Clancy games that have been said about, Diversion just looks the best.
I don't know. I like
Division.
Division. I like the look of Rainbow Six Siege.
Take left, please.
But yeah, that is it for Ubisoft. So we'll move on to
Nintendo.
the big ones now. You're going last. Microsoft.
I'm just going to sit in the corner and cry now.
Microsoft. There we go. So this was obviously the first of the conferences for E3 this year. The one thing I would like to point out with Microsoft is that they didn't mention Xbox 360 at all. I don't know if that's because the Xbox One is... No, because the 360 is fantastic compared to the One. You know, it's just...
I'm just gonna fucking make that.
It's like... It's ridiculous. So, they haven't mentioned the 360 at all. I don't know if that's because...
Sorry, I can't see shit at the moment, so I'm going to just fucking say that.
I don't know if that's because their Xbox Ones aren't selling and they just need to focus on it or whatever.
Oh god.
But what do you think?
Before we continue, I just realised we're sitting in the pattern of our logo.
Hey!
And I can't do yours.
Where's mine? There we go.
Anyway.
Anyway.
On.
Special wave out like a bitch. Right, let's go.
So yeah, they only, I mean, talk before we go on to the games that they released, they only, like we've talked about Kinect, they had about 2 minutes worth of show, and that was for Dance Central, which was not really,
Yeah, to be honest,
it's just a crappy version of Just Dance.
You've got to admit though,
Spin-off.
when you look at the Kinect, a lot of people have said this, the Kinect actual program and the Kinect itself is better.
The Kinect
brilliant.
itself,
Yeah,
the camera,
The
camera is better than the PlayStation camera.
Yeah.
I will not deny that at all. But the software they're using to run it and how much power it's taking is shit.
That's fair enough, because when they said, I've heard that recently as well, they took the Kinect away and 20% more power.
30%.
Hey, now
We
that's
discussed
up.
this
30%.
already.
Oh,
I said it was 10.
Alright.
No, so, but yeah, they only
Either
had
way,
2
the
games
Kinect
for it.
is still
The Kinect is still a better
Motion
camera. It
sensor.
works better on. Again, it worked better on the 360. I don't know why they changed it. Obviously,
Good
they
they
needed
should
to up it for the Xbox One, but normally that means that they can get more power for less power. If that makes sense. What should they do?
Should give it to PS4. You should give it to Sony.
Well, the Kinect, well, PlayStation camera's fine.
Well, yeah, but I still think the Kinect looks a whole lot more enjoyable than the iToy does.
Yeah.
Purely because of all, what was it, the game that came out recently? That fitness one.
camera. She did the planning something. Well, this is why PS.
No.
I'm gonna punch you in the
No.
face.
I
Anyway,
completely agree with the fact that Kinect is better.
Swiftly moving on to Nintendo news.
No.
No. Son off.
No.
You're a Microsoft person. We're talking about bloody Microsoft, you little bastard.
Okay,
Get
so
on with it then.
next game, the game
Play it for half an hour.
that people that they introduced last year, still hadn't heard anything about it until E3 this year, and it's going to be released this year. Finally, Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if you've heard about it, Mr. Microsoft.
Mr. Michael. What? Oh, I haven't moved it. No, I've
Hey,
seen
Bill
something-
Gates.
Yeah. If I was
Yeah.
Bill Gates, I was this YouTube channel would be so much fucking easier.
Yeah.
We'd already have a house,
Wouldn't be
good
sat in a
studio. That camera would be a lot better. We'd have a lot better
Yeah,
stuff, and everything would be cool.
But yeah,
No,
Sunset.
to be honest,
Sunset
I've heard of
Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive before.
looks
just went-
fucking
Yeah,
incredible.
just
I
went on
absolutely
the,
love it.
E3 website to have a quick look at some stuff, so obviously, so we could talk about it. As I said, I wasn't able to, because I was actually, ironically, I was recording with one of our special guests when the E3 was on, because that's the only time that he could record. So I missed a lot of the E3, so I'm trying to catch up on the news. But I haven't actually, I don't know what Sunset Overdrive is. I saw some information, something about the golden age of gaming, so I was like, well, that seems quite cool. So I was going to read it up, and then we actually started this video as I was about to read it, so I obviously had to jump in and start.
Yeah, I mean, Sunset Overdrive is basically like a. I want to say it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse with a twist. It's not a zombie apocalypse at all. It's like a monster invasion, and it's like they're infecting all of these people, but it's really bright and really like the graphics are really cartoony, and like if you try and find a picture,
That's what I'm going to try and do.
but it looks absolutely incredible, and you customize your own character, and you play as basically a superhero that is trying to take back the city.
Oh yeah.
But it's really bright and colourful and cartoony, and it looks absolutely brilliant.
Sunset Overdrive.
It is Xbox One only.
Here we go, guys.
No, I don't like it that much.
Xbox One only.
Alright, quick description using the good old-fashioned Wikipedia. Sunset Overdrive is an upcoming third-person shooter video game developed by Insomniac Games and published by Microsoft Studios exclusively for
Have a look
the
at some
Xbox
pictures.
One. Player navigates the open world metropolis Sunset City in 2027. The world is controlled by a corporation Fizco. The player character is a Fizco employee, voiced by Yuri Lothawan. Tasked with cleaning up the mess left behind from a party, Fizco has thrown in celebration launch of their new energy drink, Overcharge.
That's
Beryllium
it.
XT. Players fight the OD'd humans who have mutated from drinking too much of the energy drink. The game focuses on agile combat, including wall running, zip lines, and acrobatics.
It looks amazing.
So it does actually sound quite good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a
But like I
quick
say,
look
it is
see any
Xbox One
pictures.
only. Like I said, they're not bringing
Yeah.
out any Xbox 360 games.
Not
So it does look good. They
Here we
then
go.
went
I've
on.
got some pictures here.
Yeah,
for you
look,
guys,
look
so
at the
we can-
colouring. It looks incredible. That's the guy you play as, but you can
Jesus,
customise
he's
him.
ugly.
Doesn't look too bad.
You know, it reminds me
It
of,
looks amazing.
Yeah.
oh god, I forgot the name. of it.
I know.
Borderlands.
Yeah. That's what that
We
was
got
like
some
with
news on
Borderlands.
Borderlands that you might like in a minute, Ben.
Winner. Is it the prequel by any chance?
Nope. It's gonna be in the
No,
Sony one.
Sequel.
Oh, it's the pre-sequel, isn't it?
That's the
I
new
thought it
one.
was prequel.
It's completely different. It's gonna be in the Sony one.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
cool.
So the next game we talked about was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I'm not talking about it.
It looks like a
Right,
Black
look it up.
Ops follow-on.
It
It's
looks
just
like every
even
other
more
COD
in the
game ever
future.
made in the
It looks
history of
good.
COD.
It's a lot more graphic, like with the blood and gore. For a Call of Duty game, it does look okay, but that's because I haven't played the others and I don't know what they're like.
Who's it been done by this time? Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And it's got Kevin Spacey.
Then
That's the only thing.
There
I like
is a slight chance
Glimmer
that
of
there
hope.
won't be any zombies.
Glimmer of hope.
Because didn't Sledgehammer do Modern Warfare 3?
about it. No, I think.
Which one did Sledgehammer do?
I don't know. I don't
No, it
know.
wasn't Black Ops 2. They were in with
They did Call of Duty 2, didn't they?
no, Sledgehammer did Modern Warfare 3 with Infinity Ward.
Oh, with them, might have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it's the same shit. I don't care. It's recycled. They've literally gone like you saw between Modern
It's the
Warfare
same
3.
feature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Apart from this,
But it's
it's
just, isn't it the selling formula? Why mess with it?
exactly. But it's a selling formula, so they can expect people to go. I'm really getting bored of this crap. GTA, I love it a bit. It's the exact same formula though.
Yeah.
You steal cars, you murder random civilians, you beat prostitutes to death with either a dildo or a baseball bat. Or in this one, the new one, a crowbar. Apart from that,
Yeah.
it's the exact same formula. It's the way people, it's what people like, which is fair enough. You like COD, fair play. I don't like it. It's the same crap. I'm going to have some 12-year-old who's not actually legal to buy the game telling me he's fucked my mum.
That's true.
Whereas in
It does
GTA, if
happen.
someone does that, I can blow their car up and make them pay a lot of money to get it back.
Yeah.
If they don't have the money, I can laugh at them.
But it comes out of your account.
No, if I don't have any money in my account,
Oh,
then they have to pay for themselves.
that's true.
But it,
So
I mean,
that's why I've always
it does look good. I might buy it just because it look. But like I say, it does look like just the next step up from Black Ops because obviously Black Ops set in the future. This is set further in the future, and it's just more future shit.
Yeah, I might.
You mean Ghost?
To be honest with you, the only reason I get it is because like the only reason
No,
I got
Black
Call
Ops.
of Duty Black
Black
Ops
Ops
2
Yeah.
was because the storyline. I wanted to see what the story,
Yeah.
if it was even worth
The
it.
only thing I was interested in Black Ops was the zombie
Yeah.
side of it. Because
Mm.
I love zombies.
Mm.
As much as I love all the other zombie games, I still perceive Call of Duty Zombies as being
Yeah.
my favourite.
Okay.
Purely because it's
So
But yeah,
I'm not. I'll buy it probably, but I don't know.
I'll
We'll
buy
see.
it. I've bought every other one since.
Yeah.
I stopped buying them after Black Ops.
Hmm.
I think.
Hmm.
No.
Is that 2 games ago?
Uh,
Ghosts 2, Ghosts,
You got
Black-
Ghosts.
Modern Warfare 3.
That's it. Black Ops 2. I stopped. I bought Black Ops 2,
Yeah,
sold
every
it within
single one
2 weeks
since
of buying
Modern
it.
Warfare 2.
Didn't
Mm.
bother with Ghosts. Couldn't be honest. Didn't look like it.
It
Yeah.
was good. I mean, the alien
Not gonna
thing
buy this one.
sucked.
Yeah, they were like, oh, what can we do? We've got zombies. We've basically
was
raped
Infinity,
zombies
it was-
till the end of time.
Mm.
No,
Let's try something else,
they
let's
can
try
still
this.
do more with it.
Well, no, what I mean is they've been using it every time, so they were thinking, let's do something different.
Yeah.
So they went for aliens.
And it's crap.
It's shit.
It
I,
does,
d-
like
I
30
do
seconds.
I do
There's no-
agree
there's
with
no
the fact
free
that
reign.
COD have got such a good thing going that they don't really need to change it. But there needs to be, although they might not want to change the whole element of the game, there needs to be some distinguish between game and game,
Ah!
and that's all they need really. What have we
Just
just
done.
done?
He just
This is
slapped
good
his,
for me.
his girlfriend just slapped him because
Oh,
he had
right.
a bug
She
on his
beat you
back.
with
Right.
the phone.
Because you always have a fat bug on your back. Here we go, I'll get it.
Ow! Yeah, there's a bug in your back. Let me just squish it with a brick.
What was I going to
Okay.
say? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You look at people were saying like COD's, in my opinion, Battlefield
I've got you, Larry.
10 times better than COD.
Agreed.
It's the exact same experience. It's online. You still get a couple of people
Yeah,
saying
that's
that
because
fucked
it's
your
new.
mum. Yeah. What? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, the hype behind it is it's only just sort of come into.
Yeah, but think about when COD actually launched their online properly. That's not overly old.
Modern Warfare 1.
That's not overly old.
No,
What?
but Battlefield this is Battlefield 4. There's been, same as COD, there's been lots of different branches
Yeah.
of Battlefield going back to the one I've got on my PC, which is the one before Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
They were taking their things out of armour.
yeah,
The PC Modern Warfare shooter game, which is, in my opinion, 10 times better than COD, because if you get shot in the leg, you can't run. In this one, you can have a guy shoot an RPG at you, and somehow that's absolutely fine. You can still walk away from
Flat
it.
jacket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently, a jacket that's meant to protect you from explosions, yes? But a head-on collision with an RPG, you'd be absolutely fine. Pretty sure if I shot you with an RPG and you were in a flat jacket, I'm pretty sure you'd probably just going up.
No, it's deflected.
yeah.
Yeah, just put it
What's
sort
an
of,
RPG bullet to me? Yeah.
like Battlefield
Samurai
though,
sword.
like what they did with the new one, you saw what happened. You get to some point in the map and that big fuck off skyscraper.
I love that. Destruction
Yeah.
of the map. Just, oh.
Do you mean, what was it? They said in COD Ghost or COD the new one, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have dynamic maps and a log pile fell.
No,
Yeah.
there was a gate that falls.
So that's right, a gate.
You can blow a
Wow.
hole in a wall.
That's fair.
Wow.
Okay, so we now do this. We have a couple of logs falling, a gate
Skyscraper
blowing
is
up,
nothing.
and then we have a fuck off skyscraper fall down, or an aircraft carrier smashing into one of the islands.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It physically comes in and crashes and fucking explosions going off, planes
Yeah.
fucking crashing everywhere.
Battlefield
No,
is a lot better
apparently,
made.
the tiny maps of COD, the limited weapons and the limited amount you can do with those weapons apparently is more fun than some 12-year-old's eyes.
It's because it's an easier game to play.
That's because they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that
America! Yeah, I
Call of,
said it.
Duty, Call of Duty is such an easy game for
Yeah.
anybody to pick up and play. It takes you 5 minutes to get used to cards,
Just
whereas
say something
Battlefield
I want.
4 is just
What are you doing?
difficult.
What, this?
Put the lightsaber
No,
down.
because I have a discussion to do with this in a minute.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Don't you mind why? You just
Okay.
keep on
Anyway,
talking, bitch.
they then aired Forza Horizon 2. Don't break that.
Didn't break it.
They have finally aired Forza Horizon 2. And it's
Mhm.
going to be, like we said before, it's going to be in the debate between Drive Club and the Crew.
There's-
Currently, there is 200 plus cars on there at the last count. 200 plus cars on Forza Horizon 2
Yeah,
at
no,
the last count.
that's the thing with
Which
Forza.
is fantastic.
Yeah, with Forza's always been a high quality
Yeah.
game. Do you know what I mean? It's been one of that and Gran Turismo have always been the standard
Yeah.
for racing games. They've always been up there. So now they're bringing a new one. You've got so many like that and
Just see you
Forza.
waving the lightsaber around.
You will love me.
No, I won't.
They've always been a high standard of racing games, no matter what. So the
Yeah.
new one coming out, I have no surprise that it's going to have 200 plus cars.
Yeah.
No surprise the online is going to be fantastic,
Yeah.
and the gameplay is going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's going to be a fantastic
Yeah.
game, the same way its predecessors have.
Another
Well,
thing they
this game's good.
did,
This one thinks it's gonna
another
be-
thing they did for Forza 5 at E3 was they released the Nürburgring to players for free that day. So on Monday, the Nürburgring would have come to Forza 5 as a free download. So if you've got it, then go and get it. It's good. It's a good track.
Next game.
Next game about indie games.
Yeah, next game.
Yeah, the next game is an indie game. It's called Ori and the Blind Forest. It looks absolutely stunning, but I don't think there's going to be much of a story. But it looks good for an indie game. Then there was... No, you probably wouldn't. It's just a... It looks good, but it just doesn't... There's going to be much story. The
Anyway,
big
next game.
thing for Microsoft was Halo. I don't know if you've heard much. What are you doing?
Playing rock, paper, scissors because this doesn't interest us. Crap!
As Xbox players will know, I don't know if you know this actually, Xbox player, Halo 2's
Halo Guardians.
Halo 2's 10-year anniversary is coming up this November. So in recognition to that, and in recognition to finally getting a Halo game on Xbox One, they are releasing something called the Master Chief Collection, which is going to be all Halo games 1 to 4 on one disc. It's also going to have the Nightfall movie. Yeah, that.
ODST.
And it's going to have it's going to have Halo Wars as well. It's going to have Halo 5 Guardians beta on it. It's going to have, and because of the Halo 2 anniversary, they're not just going to have the original Halo 2 on there. They are going to have they are going to have a remastered, completely retouched version of it as well.
Sorry to interrupt. We've just watched out rock paper scissors. This is what happens when you both do scissors.
Nothing.
Wow.
Bobby knows more about this than everyone.
Yeah.
Dirty later.
But yeah, they're going to have a completely remastered version of Halo 2. That aside, they are going to be keeping all of the original gaming engines running, and that includes the multiplayer in every single game.
That was cool, how they went back. It wasn't their game, but they went back and patched it so that the online would still work.
Yeah, they've got all the original engines. The only thing that has been remastered is, like I say, Halo 2, and that's because it's 10-year anniversary. But everything else is running on the original engines, and that is all going to be on one disc, which is incredible.
10 years, isn't it?
Huh? No, 10 years.
Pretty sure the games came out before.
Halo 2 is 10 years, it's the 10-year anniversary. That's what they released. Halo 2.
Halo 2 was one of my
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was just the Halo 10 year. Halo altogether.
Halo 2.
10 years was 3 years ago?
But yeah, that's all going to be on one disc, and that's going to be fantastic. Microsoft. Okay, this is a fun one. Capcom, the mashup, which we were talking about earlier on when we were in Spoon.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard the title for this.
Amazing.
The title is, I have to read this, Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition DX Plus Alpha. One title. I don't know.
You have to look up like each separate
Yeah.
game now.
But the title is going to be something from each of the separate game titles put together. Like, they're just using each part as the logos. It looks absolutely manic. It's going to be a 4-player game. So, it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, it's going to have all the characters from all of the previous games in there, which is going to be fun. They had a section on Idea Xbox, which is the individual development teams. Xbox are actually expanding their development community massively for Xbox One, which is really nice to see. You'll have like arcade style games on there and proper 3D games on there and things like that. So that was really nice. Yeah, but not on Xbox One by IDs. That's what it's about. Don't touch me. Is that your driving license?
Just showing Ben's driving license.
Aww.
You want to get out my wallet?
Sorry.
Okay, so we then had a massive shock, and we had the world debut of Rise of the Tomb Raider. I
have no interest in this.
Was absolutely ecstatic. The first one was fantastic. When the trailer first showed, we didn't know what it was. It wasn't announced at the beginning or anything. And they're killing stuff behind me. Yeah. we didn't know what it was. So you're kind of set in this therapy session, and then all this shit goes off with like arrows and stuff, and you're like, oh, I recognise this. This is going to be Lara Croft, but you kind of didn't know whether it was because there was no kind of knowledge about a new game coming out. Stop killing each other. Behind me. So that looks incredible, but that's not going to be out until 2015. So leave it. Another thing that Xbox are doing, they are rebooting Phantom Dust. I don't know if you've played the old games of that, you two.
No idea what that is.
It's a great little old game. It's the kind of game that needs to be rebooted because because where they're rebooting and they're remastering games that only would have come out like a year or so ago, it's not really worth playing them again. So it's brilliant that they're rebooting actual games that deserve to be rebooted for newer consoles. Then there was some more stuff about The Division by the Tom Clancy game.
We already spoke about that.
Yeah, but we actually heard some voice action this time round. There was some voice acting, and I don't know what it is. If you've watched it, you might understand what I mean. But the voice acting sounds like you're playing a multiplayer online game. It's really well done. It's not like the stereotypical voices over radio that are really serious and like robot-like. That. Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's like actual.
I know this is completely off topic, but
topic.
Completely off topic. Topic. You know, you can download a patch now for Ghosts that you can get Snoop Dogg's voice over the radio.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. That is cool.
Speaking of Snoop Dogg, he did a song with Psy. It was terrible. As in Gangnam Style. Psy. It was awful.
But the voice acting on The Division or whatever it's called, looks great. I say it actually sounds like actual people instead of being spoken to by machines and official people and shit like that. So that's really cool. Then there was a couple of Xbox exclusives. One of them was Scalebound, which is a dragon game. Another one was Crackdown. I don't really know much about Crackdown.
Crackdown's a policey type game. You're running around. No, you're not getting the lightsaber. Mine.
Is that Red Sword?
Nah. Yeah, basically running around. You're like a super soldier type thing. You're trying to beat people in your line. That's basically it.
Cool. So that is the end of the discussion for Microsoft.
Yay!
Sony.
We took way too... Oh, for fuck's sake, this is going to take ages. Guess it's quite...
Sony.
Yeah, this video's quite long as it is.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be a discussion video. It was always going to be a long video. It was always going to be a long video. So, Sony, first of all,
Before we start, quick question. Did you get more points from Sony than any of the others?
It was a half an hour longer conference, so yeah.
So, what, the conference was longer than all the others?
Yeah. It was another half an hour longer.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. The others were an hour and a half. This Sony was just over 2 hours.
Oh.
So, yeah. First of all, I'm going to like to point out that Sony not only talked about the PlayStation 4, they talked about the PlayStation 3, they talked about the Vita. So, they're not kind of discontinuing any of their like consoles, maybe like Xbox are doing. I don't really know, but maybe it's because the PlayStation 4 is selling better than the Xbox One. Their intro was Destiny, which they need to stop showing cinematics for.
Oh, yeah, they need to
because we need to see gameplay, because apparently the gameplay is a hell of a lot better. The beta for that is coming out on the 17th of July, and if you pre-ordered it on Amazon, then you would have had an email through by now saying that you're registered for the beta, which is really cool. Destiny is going to be first on PlayStation, and it is going to be released with an exclusive white PS4 bundle.
Racists!
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah, with a white PS4 bundle that comes with the DualShock controllers and everything. What? No.
No time to argue with cookies.
My cookies. So yeah, that's going to be released on PlayStation 4 on the in November at some point. And there's going to be exclusive content for PlayStation and stuff like that. We then saw a little bit of The Order. I don't really know much about it, but we just saw a gameplay demo. It looks really cool.
The Order 1866.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That looks. I don't care about
Order
PlayStation.
Phoenix.
We're not talking about Harry Potter.
Hey Potter.
Harry Potter.
No, I don't care. I don't care about. I'm not in the
No,
about
it
PlayStations
looks.
and Xboxes, but this game looks fucking awesome.
We saw gameplay demo to do with like werewolves and stuff like that, which is really cool.
That's why it's them going against Supernatural. They're like in the industrial age of England and stuff.
Yeah.
And they literally got these weird steampunk-looking guns with blue energy at the end.
Yeah.
Shooting off energy bolts at people. Don't hit you, I'm sorry. Are you doing stuff to me?
Wish.
I didn't know she was putting stuff on my back. Sorry. Yeah, but you're basically blasting zombies, blasting werewolves, all this shit everywhere.
Kind of sounds like the first Wolfenstein game on the PS3. Which I never understood why it wasn't widescreen.
That's true.
Yeah.
It made no sense. Anyway.
So yeah, we then saw a brilliant little game called Entwined, which is out now, but got released the day of the conference, which is from a brand new development team which is going to be working for PlayStation 4 only. And it's basically about these two souls that kind of entwine through stuff, and it's got dual analog controls, so each of the souls you have to kind of control is controlled with a separate analog stick, a little bit like Tale of the Two Brothers, where you control each character like with either side of the controller, which is weird. We then got some good news on Infamous. Second Son DLC is coming out. It's called First Light.
Second Son, First
You'll
Light,
like this
Third
then.
Child.
It's calling it.
You'll like this then. You don't need Second Son to play the DLC.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
sounded a bit weird.
You
Oh,
don't
like,
need Second. It's going to be downloadable.
Is it like Infamous Blood Festival? Infamous 2 Blood Festival.
You just
Festival
don't
of
need the game.
Blood.
Yeah.
No, you
Oh no, didn't
didn't need the game.
No,
You
no.
literally
Didn't need the
buy
game.
it. That was cool.
You can buy. It's going to be about a character that was already that is in Second Son, so it's not going to be completely like irrelevant to Second Son. If you've got Second Son, then it will make more sense if you played it. But if you haven't played it,
Each of the characters.
yeah. So if you
Who
haven't
you kill.
played it, you can still just buy the DLC separately, which is really cool. We then had a massive surprise because I was watching the pre-show with GameSpot and they were like, "Oh, Media Molecule aren't going to be there." Blah 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 blah. They've confirmed it. They have definitely confirmed they are not going to be there. All of a sudden, they rock up on stage
Hey guys.
and Little Big Planet 3 is happening,
Oh.
which I am ecstatic about. I don't know why you don't like it. It's fantastic. It's
Same as me.
I love the Little Big Planet series.
It's good fun for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's like.
Yeah, it's like,
No, I mean they've made some massive improvements. It's got actual depth to the game this time round. There's going to be 3 new characters, which are going to be called Oddstock, Toggle, and Swoop.
Sackboy.
They're all
Quick question, I just
obviously
wanna
got the Sackboy as well.
How old are you on?
21.
How
Al
old is-
Benyard loves Little Big Planet, so go and take it up
Oh
with
no,
him.
I've already taken it out with him.
Good. He's
He
like
has the
24.
mind- He has the mind of a 12-year-old, so that's why.
That's fine. But yeah, 3 new characters. They're all customizable. They can be used in multiplayer and single player, depending on how you're going to play it. It's going to be PlayStation 4 only, and that's coming out in November. E3, the conference, absolutely loved it. I'd never heard so much cheering in my life. Another great thing is that the online will have a full library of all of the Little Big Planet community levels from Little Big Planet 1 and 2. So every level that's ever been created in 1 and 2 will be on Little Big Planet 3, which is going to be really cool. We then had another PlayStation exclusive, which is called Bloodborne. Didn't really see much about that, but
That's a vampire-y.
yeah, it was weird. We then had some more Far Cry 4 news. We saw some actual gameplay, which was good. And we got told about the fact that it was 2-player co-op and online.
Yeah.
And about the fact that player 2 does not need the game to join the game, and that is going to be on PlayStation only. It's going to work on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and you can go cross-console. So if one of you's got the disc, and obviously they'll play as the main player, but the second player, you can join online from a PlayStation 3 or 4 without having the disc. There we go. Boom tish.
Just boom.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Next, go.
Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
That trailer was creepy
The
as
trailer was
hell.
fucking awesome.
I haven't actually seen the trailer. When it
Oh,
came up on
Jesus.
my screen, I thought it was an ad for a trainer or a sports thing, so I kind of skipped it. I was like, I don't want to watch Adidas, and then I looked at the top right halfway through my video. I was like, oh crap.
But yeah,
So I haven't actually watched it.
really, really cool trailer. And the beta is coming soon to PlayStation 4 only. Diablo 3 is getting some exclusive content to PlayStation 4 with that, and that will include zombie maps and characters. There was some more on Battlefield Hardline. We got to see an actual gameplay trailer, and then we saw some more information about the beta that was available, which probably ran out now. Sony have gone into partnership with Disney now, and they've also gone into partnership with Paradox Interactive, which is Sony exclusive games.
Wait a minute.
What?
Again, this is off topic, but Disney in with Sony, which means certain joinings of characters in film.
So yeah, we got some good partnerships there. Paradox
hell.
Interactive are going to be Sony exclusive games. Obviously, Disney are making for Xbox as well. So Disney Infinity 2 is coming out, which is again the little model things. They're going to be introducing Marvel characters.
Wow.
That's Robin Hunt.
Hang on a sec.
Documents.
Porn.
That's right.
Porn!
Yeah, they're going to be introducing
Right,
Marvel
right.
characters, and PlayStation are getting a Hulk exclusive model. So you will only be able to play as the Hulk on PlayStation.
Wait, what game is this again? Sorry, quickly.
Disney Infinity 2.
Right, okay, cool.
They're gonna have for Nintendo.
Yeah, but Nintendo have got that new thing coming out, which we'll
Oh
talk
no,
about.
yeah, but that's Amiibo's still with Disney Infinity.
It's
Anyway,
going to be different.
Yeah,
though.
anyway.
this bit better when we
Um,
talk about Nintendo.
We've got Grim Fandango being remastered. I don't know if you remember playing that when you two were
idea what the
younger.
hell that is.
That was an old PlayStation 1 game, which again is the kind of game we need to be remastered because
Whoa,
they're
hold it.
remastering other stuff.
Lauren knows about this game.
What, Grim
I'm just
Fandango?
aware of it.
Yeah.
I know that it's Chris Fandango.
Yeah,
Never heard
Old
of it.
game. That's being remastered. That's going to be PlayStation only, but it is going to be
Thank you.
available as a full version on the Vita,
Okay, that's cool.
which is cool. There's a couple of more PlayStation exclusives. One of them was Let It Die. That looks pretty cool.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Another one, which is a
Let it
PlayStation
die.
exclusive, was called No Man's Sky, and I'm really interested in this one. It's a sci-fi game basically, and it's a massive, infinite world, and every player that joins the game starts on a separate planet, and every single player has their own experience. So the world is infinite, it's constantly regenerating. No one, even the developers, don't know what's out there. They've got an engine running that is constantly regenerating and putting shit together for them. And like I say, every single player, all the many thousands of players,
Kind of sounds
will
like
start on a separate planet.
Minecraft Dimensions.
Oh,
Kinda, but
it's generating
sci-fi.
a different
Random,
world.
it was a random
Can
generation.
Yeah.
these players, is it multiplayer, can these get to their other planets?
Yeah. You can. There's multiplayer options. There's kind of co-op options, but as a story, the story mode will be different for each and every person, which is incredible. And that's from a brand new Sony exclusive team. So well done to them. They were fucking awesome. We then had a little update on Project Morpheus. That was actually demoing at E3 this year. No, which was cool. Little update. YouTube is finally coming to PlayStation. It's about fucking time. So we can upload our videos from the PS4 straight to YouTube.
Decent quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some actual HD video.
When you are streaming on the likes of Twitch and Ustream, people that are viewing the streams from PlayStation 4 will be able to interact with people's gameplay.
That's gonna suck.
That's gonna be shit.
So you can kind of go in and you can help them out, or you can go and attack them, or
Which
whatever.
We know what people are gonna do.
It depends if you're doing it from a helpful friend's point of view or just to fuck up with people, but it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
well, I suppose you can probably end up editing your lobby to like.
Yeah.
Hopefully
And
you
for
can.
someone that needs help on a game and has a friend that has a PlayStation 4 but doesn't have the game, it is pretty cool. So that'll be helpful for them. Frozen Planet 2 is coming to PlayStation 2, which is PlayStation 4, which is an old, which is not old, but it's a PC game. 25 new games coming to Vita. We didn't get a list of them, but one of them is going to be. Huh?
Are we getting a Vita for the channel?
I'm getting a Vita, yeah. Because it's going to be remote play for the PlayStation 4. We can record.
Ah, no, that's
Like
fair
on
play.
there.
That's cool.
Oh, you can get Microsoft
One of them
remote
is
play.
PlayStation Vita is getting a full version of Minecraft, and that will include the multiplayer. We then had the big announcement about the hardware. PlayStation Now obviously is a software, but there's hardware included in that. PlayStation Now will be available on PS4 and PS Vita. It will also be available on some Sony TVs that will be launched in November. It will mean that you will not need a PlayStation 4 to play the PlayStation games. Or you won't need a PlayStation 3 to play PlayStation games. You just won't need a PlayStation to play PlayStation games. DualShock 3 controllers will sync up to Sony TVs. It will be only be certain ones. But they will link up to Sony TVs. And you'll be able to play the whole PlayStation Now library just from your telly. Which is really cool. And they then went on...
That makes having a PlayStation pointless.
Irrelevant.
Well, no, because it's not going to have all the new games on there. It'll be PlayStation Now is going to be a library of PS1, PS2, and certain PS3 games, so that you can backtrack and you can because they're not backwards compatible. So that's what PlayStation Now was designed for.
Never understand that. Why not?
They
Surely
just
it's not
can't.
going to be that hard to introduce it.
So they basically that is their way of being able to give you older content, and it means that you can just play your older games without needing to use the older consoles. That is going to be coming to Vita as well, so you'll have a full library of PlayStation 1 to 3 games on Vita, and eventually PlayStation 4 games will be added when they're a little bit older. There was also the hardware for PlayStation TV, which allows you to stream a second console screen to another TV. You can use it as a dual screen experience, so you can have 2 big screens for one console, or you can have 2 separate console screens going through a little hub.
Yeah, just riding off the DS.
Huh?
Nothing.
Motherfucker.
Ironically, Xbox One has got that already.
What, you can link it up?
Link up to 2 different screens and have 2 different games going on different screens.
Can
all
you
the
dual
same
screen?
game. Yes.
That'd be fine. That's fine. If they didn't introduce it, I'm just saying what they introduced.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying it. Just he was copying off the DS thing. I was just saying.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I'm going on the Xbox. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, they'll have a full, the full PlayStation Now library on there as well.
Robin, one sec.
What?
Can you smell that?
It's not burning.
Yeah.
I smell food.
Probably my mum.
Oh, it smells like
Yeah, it's downstairs.
plastic burning.
It's downstairs. So yeah, they have the full PlayStation Now library, and that's going to be priced at $99. So that's going to be about £50. There's also going to be one priced at $139, which is going to include a HDMI lead, the DualShock 3 controller, and the Lego Movie game, all in one package, as well as the hub, which is cool. The PlayStation camera update was pretty cool. There'll be kind of playroom recordable stages now. There's going to be new games, new Share Factory, and stuff like that. Then we saw the trailer for Mortal Kombat X. Yeah.
I watched the trailer. I watched the one between Scorpion and the Frozen guy.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero, that's the one. I'm not an overall fan of the series, but it's still a fun game to play. And with the graphics being so much better now, I genuinely felt sick when knees get shattered and
Legs get twisted the wrong way.
ribs get broken.
Jaws get ripped off faces.
I wasn't very overly stomach happy at the time.
Hmm.
Brilliant game looking anyway.
Looks good. We then saw a new comic book game that's coming out called Powers. It's a kind of a realistic superhero game. It's supposed to kind of determine if superheroes were real, how they would affect our lives, like our dress sense, that kind of thing. It's going to be first on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation players in the US are going to get it for free from their PlayStation Plus on release. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it in the UK, but there we go. They then did the world debut of Uncharted 4, which looks awesome.
Fuck you, San Diego.
Ratchet and Clank the movie was aired.
What?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank the movie. The original game is also being remastered for PlayStation 4. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain is going to be 200 times bigger than Ground Zeroes, which is going to be cool. So that's that one. Nearly finished with Sony. Very nearly finished.
Oh!
GTA 5 is coming to PlayStation 4.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
No, it's not, because
How is it not?
because you can transfer all your save data and all your online statistics and characters and objects from your PlayStation 3 to your PlayStation 4.
I think you have
So-
anyway because your account.
No, it doesn't. The save data is on your...
Yeah, I know, but
Hardware.
I mean like character-wise. I'd have thought
Yeah,
character-wise,
character-wise you'd be able to
straight
change
away.
everything.
No,
Because
you
it's on the
can't.
same island.
I thought
There's
it
certain
was-
saves that aren't, that you can't. Some bits you can, but
No, I
certain
mean like
saves
your
you can't.
online character. I thought
Yeah,
that would be.
yeah,
anyway.
yeah, that would, but they don't.
Actually, I'm glad
The
you brought that
actual
up, 'cause I do
in-game...
that for the Xbox as well.
the
The
in-
Xbox One's
yeah,
got
the-
GTA and
yeah.
you can transfer your data over
Yeah.
as well, remember?
So it is going to be transferable. I
Instead
don't
of
know why
starting-
Xbox didn't release that, because that's quite a big thing. So,
Oh no, because it was they agreed to doing it after E3 was presented. It's only
Yeah.
been in the last 24 hours or so.
So that was cool. We then had some Batman Arkham Knight gameplay, which was good. We actually got to see the gameplay.
Can't
The
fucking swim.
combat system's been improved. We got to see the Batmobile being driven, which is now been... The reason it's been put back to next year now, the game, is because they've now weaponised the Batmobile when it turns into like a little moving turret thing, which is really cool. And of course we're going to get some extra Scarecrow maps and missions on the PlayStation. And then we find out that Telltale are teaming up with the Borderlands team for PlayStation Vita, and they're going to be bringing out a collaboration. It's going to be kind of like a mixture of Borderlands and the tales of that, in the same kind of style as The Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, that kind of thing.
They did Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Ah. Apparently
So
Game
yeah,
of Thrones.
that is it
Game
for
of
Sony. And you can do Nintendo now.
There we go.
From a personal point of view, there wasn't that ridiculous amount of games I'm excited for.
What, from Nintendo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's ones like Bayonetta. I really didn't like the first game.
Yeah.
It was too sexualized.
Isn't it?
In all fairness, though, she's about 2,000 off.
It was supposed to be like the female version of Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just didn't live up to that.
Isn't
It was
Bayonetta
overhyped.
2 being released with a copy of Bayonetta 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand
That's
how you're
because-
gonna
I know
play
why
that on
they
the
do
Wii
that.
U.
That's because there's so many copies of it because no one bought the damn game. They're trying to get rid of the copies
Yeah.
in the warehouses to use it for other storage purposes. Can we move that one because I can't shit.
We had Yoshi's Yarn World,
Yeah.
Woolly World.
Woolly World. That looks wicked.
That
Looks
fun.
so cute. I want to get the little toy.
Another game I'm excited for is the what was it? Explorer Toad.
Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
Yeah.
That just
That
looks so
looks
much
fun.
fun to play.
That
Mm.
was awesome.
Smash Bros. Smash Bros.
Smash Bros.
Oh my god.
Smash Bros.
I'm not excited for the female woman from Kid Icarus. I wasn't really a big fan. Yeah, it's the
Yeah, the goddess one.
goddess. Yeah, she's in
Yeah.
it because they kind of been showing this from the start. But hey ho.
But
But it's- They in the first trailer they brought out
They
when they
showed
brought
Mega
out
Man
one of the trophies was you saw the back of her, but it was like the evil copy, and it turns round and it's like everybody's like, oh, one of those, you know, like on the Pokemon TV series they get the whole, oh, who's that Pokemon? It's like, who's this assist trophy? And it turns round and it's the evil version of her. And they did this wah, 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 little tune in the background. But then they brought her out and all the Mii characters.
Yeah.
Mii Fighters.
Awesome.
The Mii Fighters.
I like the
look
fact
cool.
you can just have your own character and then you get to choose sort of. When they first said it, I was going to think, oh yeah, it's done by Mario Kart where you get different weights, you get different style of fighting. The fact you get to choose. The ray gun one, cannon fighters, sword fighters, and brawlers. It just looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
New Legend of Zelda, complete open world, no
Yeah.
storyline bullshit. It's you do it in your own time. So you
Yeah.
could, if they have like 8 temples, you can do them all in. You can continuously play it about 100 times and still get a different
Yeah.
stage of story. I'm not sure how that cutscenes are going to go for that, but I'm sure they put that one out. Massive open world. I think this is Link the 4th or Link the 5th because I know it's not going to be anything unless they carry on the Spirit tracks and this is him older, but I think that's a whole separate universe. But I think this is the new start of a new timeline. Seeing as the whole Legend of Zelda story timeline is just so damn confusing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, considering the book, the Hyrule history is about 600 pages and it's about this fucking thick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Pokemon Ruby, Omega Ruby, and Alpha
Yeah,
Sapphire.
I was waiting for this to come out.
Not really much else to say. Rather than they showed the Megas
Yeah.
and Swampert looks like he's been in the gym for the past 11
Yeah.
years.
Swampert, Mega Swampert.
Nothing
looks
stronger.
Like, looks like he's been
And Sceptile looks like he's
steroids.
just stuck a Christmas tree on his
and
ass.
Sceptile looks like I've ripped the fun bits off of Dragon and Christmas and stuck them to me.
Yeah, it's still understandability,
And then
but
you've
hey
got
ho.
something which I found out about today because I didn't actually watch the trailer until earlier, and there was a little Asian kid that left his bike outside like a fool.
A mile away.
Exactly. Found out about, what was it, Primal De-Evolution.
Oh yeah, the Primal De-Evolution, which is now, this is not the first time it's been included. Because in Explorers of Time and Darkness, the little side story, which by the way was probably the most darkest story of any Pokemon game, was a blooming brilliant game.
Fair enough.
They had Primal Dialga, and it was like half ginger. Honestly, it was
Dialga?
half ginger. Dialga.
What, the Pearl? No, the
Diamond
Diamond.
and Diamond. Yeah.
What about Palkia? Was he in the boat?
No, he wasn't in it. The storyline was brilliant. Everybody that seemed to be good was bad, and everybody that was bad was good. And it was just like, it was probably the first Pokemon game I've turned and gone, no way!
Jed!
He is a liar!
Actually, no offense, I did that in Mystery Dungeon. I was like, fucking
Yeah, it was
Gengar,
Mystery
Team-
Dungeon.
Team Gengar, fuck yourself!
Well, no, because you had like
Hey,
in the Mystery Dungeon Tale of Darkness. Oh, spoilers. You had this like map off, there's an amazing celebrity, he's really nice and saved the world, blah blah blah. It turned out he was bullshit, and he was actually some bad guy, and the guy they were claiming to be a bad guy was someone from the future. It was actually a good guy trying to save the future. It's all confusing.
Mm.
Yeah, trying to think of something else. Oh, Hyrule Warriors.
Yes.
Oh, don't even get me started. That game looks fucking beautiful.
Recording.
Absolutely damn gorgeous.
Hey, it's Meg. Do you want to come and speak to the camera?
More people.
Oh, cheers. Sorry, guys.
Intrusions.
I'll come down in a sec, Meg.
Okay.
That was my cousin. Anyway,
But yeah,
yeah, Hyrule
Hyrule
Warriors.
Warriors
Got a
looks
nice house.
absolutely sick.
That's my cousin.
She's 12.
She's 15, 16.
Oh, Ben feels bad. Oh, no, he
Legal.
doesn't. Anyway,
It's legal. I don't give a shit.
there's not really much else I was overly hyped for.
What do you think of Amiibo?
Amiibo, I'm only really see it just because
You know,
I like figures and I'm a
Disney
bit of an
Infinity and Skylanders with the little models.
Oh, for God's sake, not
There's
that.
going to be another one
They're
of
including
them.
it for loads of different games. They're doing Mario Kart, Smash Bros is the first one. I think they're test running it to see how well it sells, and I don't. It's not like it's
It's a
a
money-
vital part.
Yeah,
It's
It's not vital part
I
of the
don't.
game.
It's going to be it's going to be released alongside Smash Bros, and then they'll release it onto 3DS once
No,
Smash
that's
Bros
not.
go
That's
to
not
3DS.
till next year
No,
because it's not. It's not even made yet.
No.
Oh, that's another thing. Because they said that summer was going to be the release date, so I was getting all hyped, you know, because it's now June. Seeing as a couple of months, maybe we'll get Smash Bros. On the DS. Brilliant. But no, it's been put back to October the 4th. And they're saying the holiday season is when we get it on the Wii U. So that's like a month apart.
Honestly, what?
Oh, release date, Alpha and Omega. Guess what? Worldwide in November, my ass. Well, actually it is. Rest of the world gets it on the 21st. Europe doesn't get it till the 28th. Why?
I just order from another country and then get it in.
No, because I need other DS. I don't know. DS is a reasonable up. Money for.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, going quickly back to that. So basically what you're saying is like Smash Brothers will now be coming with the fact you need to buy the statues.
you don't need
you don't
to.
need to.
But I think, fuck for that.
Don't need to.
It's just one of those things where basically you buy the statues and then you
Yeah.
up the stats of this AI character.
Oh,
you go
so
you
it's
go
a
over
way
to
of
some.
boosting.
And you can
No,
also
it's
put
not,
your own
because it's like-
your own characters with the Mii fighters
Well, yeah.
into the game, so
Yeah.
you can play as yourself.
Yeah, I get that bit.
No, Mii fighters should be done through a controller like they did the old ones, where you put your Mii onto a controller, take it over to someone else's house, upload it onto their Wii,
Yeah,
and it goes into the Mii library. But the Mii's won't be included with the
with Smash Bros. They're not going to
no,
be
they're not gonna
models,
Amiibo, no.
but they're
you
going to
know-
be playable in Smash
but-
Bros.
but
Yeah,
the Amiibos are simply for you get to boost your own characters and pit them against friends.
yeah.
No,
They're going to be compatible. There's going to be loads of different games
You just
out
take it
for it.
around, you pop it on their Wii U pad, and you sit them, watch them fight it.
Yeah,
They never say anything about you using the character at all.
that's true.
Because like there was the battle between Reggie and what's his face? I've forgotten his name.
Don't know.
Oh god,
Yeah,
it's really bad now. But anyway,
well,
yeah.
the CEOs
And
of
then
Japan and
yeah, he gets his ass
No.
kicked, and then Mario comes in and beats Reggie. But he doesn't use Mario. Mario's just an additional player.
yeah.
So if you get stuck in a story level, you just
No,
go
you
and
can
mess
play
around.
as them. They said you can play as them. You can play as them, you can play against them, and you can play with them. That's what they said.
Oh, I thought it was just you play against them.
No, you can
So-
play against them, with them, and
So what we're saying is
For
this
them.
is what we'll have to keep an eye on and see how this develops.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna end up buying them because
Yeah.
I like the look of
Yeah.
the figures.
the sports ones, like the Wii Fit character ones, are weird.
They're creepy.
Yeah,
They're really creepy.
They're just
They got
like
no face.
whited out faces
They have no face.
and like blue and grey, like Nintendo colour outfit.
You heard the voice?
Weird. Yeah.
Come on, stretch.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah,
go.
Weird.
I'll take your wallet out.
Now
Give me the
breathe.
money.
Then of
Head
course
north.
there was Mario Maker. Can't forget
Oh,
about
yeah,
Mario
Mario Maker,
Maker.
that's cool.
Your levels
Mario
of
Maker.
It's got a lot of fun. Although I think I'd probably get bored of it after a while.
Mm. But it looks cool. My favourite part of Nintendo's conference was Splatoon.
Oh, that game looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
It's the kids' version of COD.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
COD was the kid version.
It's an 8-person
I know, it's
multiplayer
so much
4-on-4, and basically you use ink to
Yeah, you
expand
get the arena.
territories and that kind of
You
thing.
get the arena, and the goal is to have as much arena painted in your colour
Yeah,
as it is, but you can fast travel through the ink as a little squid.
yeah,
And like you pop up,
That's
and you
cool.
can shoot the enemy opponents enough time to explode
yeah.
with like your colour.
Yeah.
And you walk through enemy paint and it slows you down, stuff like that.
That's quite cool. It's
It
Like
just-
the
it just looks like a lot of
Wii
fun
U
to play.
pad can be used. It's got a map on it, and you can use it to see whose territories where and where the characters are, and you can
Same
fast
thing,
travel from one
Well,
the
to
same
another
thing
ally.
Battlefield 4 did with the app online. You could use
Yeah.
your PC or tab as a map.
Yeah.
You could do stuff
and then you
like
can
that.
kind of like activate fast tracks
Yeah.
from one ally to another, that kind of thing. But like Chris said, the winning of the game is not based on how many times you kill your opponents. It's based on the
How
territory
much
you
coverage
cover,
you have on a map.
which is really cool. And you can do it with like
But
there's a wide range of weapons
like,
and
right
stuff.
At the end, there was different weaponry.
Yeah, there's like
Like, you get, like,
guns,
a roller.
rollers, grenades.
Yeah, it just looks like a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
Just about with.
Just have mess around with your mates, I think, yeah?
Yeah.
Like I said, that's
You
8
can spend
player.
hours on it and not even realise.
8 of them. 8 player on the Wii U.
Um,
But that's everything.
Right, I have one section to do at the end, if that's all right with you guys.
Go on.
What you thought should have been in the E3 conferences, because
Okay.
I've seen some things. Shadow of Mordor. I think I'm fucking awesome. Don't know why that wasn't said anything
Yeah.
about.
You still have
Drive
that
Club
super
should have been
nice.
in there. I don't know why that wasn't. Not just because of the debate, but I think because it's coming out, it should have been in there.
I'm gonna watch some more stuff on Drive Club, so I've got a bit more opinion.
Yeah.
Because the little bit I saw of it was it looked like an arcadey game, so I'm gonna have a little look, see if it's actually
That's cool.
worth my time.
What about you? What do you think should have been there?
More info for Alpha and Omega.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what? The release date's not even 6 months now.
No.
5 months away. And I just don't understand how they have kept the game under wraps. It's like 6 months away and they go, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
we've had this game in development for the past 3 years,
Yeah.
but none of the info has got
Yeah.
out until this very moment.
I'm surprised that happened, because let's be honest, since
Oh yeah, no, I
Back
was
since
expecting,
Diamond and Pearl,
I was
everyone's like,
expecting
we have
something to
cinema-
come out,
we
but
have
I
home
wasn't
remakes.
expecting it to come out until sort of November
Yeah.
of this year. You know, at least a year after. It's like 6 months after the games first come out, and it's like, oh, by the way, we're remaking something you've wanted for how many years?
yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I got so much hype for it because the nostalgia behind it is going to be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Also, Elder Scrolls Online. Where was it?
Ah,
I know it's been put back.
The beta. It's
really?
It's because the alpha of the beta on the PC went so fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, but fair enough, you sent it out and it was a big thing, because obviously with, like, World of Warcraft, no matter how big of a nerd, but in all fairness, the way they've done it, the world is huge, and the world is literally the biggest world there has ever been in gaming. It is the biggest, it is constantly being updated, it's constantly having people... Yeah, you've literally, if you go and have a look, I watched this when I was playing it a few years ago. You watch this tour they do, and literally they have whole departments just on one section of world. There were 3 islands with 3 different bits. There were dungeons, all this. They have one team of about 10 people working on just one little area, which takes
Yeah.
you 10 minutes to walk across the thing.
Hmm.
And they have to make sure the monsters are spawned
Looks
in the right
fantastic.
place. When the events are coming, when it's Christmas or something, and all the fucking snow comes in. If this team who's been doing that for ages can do that, surely Bethesda must have some way of knowing how to do something like this.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm really disappointed that it wasn't shown was Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes.
Now,
was about to
I
say
am
that.
a huge fan of the series,
Yep, same.
and that was a random game I got given to me at Christmas one year,
Yep,
which
same.
I just thought was like the crap. Played it for about 10 minutes, couldn't get past like the first level.
Mine was
and then,
actually
like,
Kingdom
5
Hearts
years-
2. I had a problem with Voxus.
Oh no,
Couldn't
no,
get
I
past the
played
skateboard
like
level.
the very first game.
Don't
Yeah.
hit that on
And,
my head.
I played that.
Balancing it, not. I'm not
Good.
actually
I
telling
need
you.
to have quite finished.
Yeah, go
I
on.
was talking about something very important here. Okay.
Sorry, go
Here's
on.
my heart. Yeah, I picked it up about 5 years later and ended up playing it straight through. And then I remember getting Kingdom Hearts 2 when that first came out, which again came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and completed that within 2 days. I got stuck on the final boss and had to go into the game to pick it up. I can't remember how old I was. I was about like 14, no, 12 or 14 when I got the when I
Yeah.
played through that game. And the bloke who came to around to me and just like, "You're on the last boss already." It's just like, yeah. And I'm not supposed to be.
I'm fine, Daddy, I'm fine.
Sorry. Yeah, no.
I also thought Lego Batman 3 should have been there. I thought it was going to be there because it was on the list.
It was on the website, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on the list. I was
Wasn't
like,
it
oh,
beyond
Lego Batman
something? It was
3!
Beyond space or beyond time.
No.
I was
Oh,
there.
is it
Nothing.
Batman Beyond now?
I think so.
Probably,
I think
yeah.
He's bringing up him with the wings that like flip out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little tiny wings that clearly couldn't.
So I don't know why that
hold
wasn't
his body
there.
weight.
Pretty much.
I
Any other special mentions?
think everything I was expecting to be there, the majority was there. There's a couple of things I weren't expecting, like Rainbow Six Siege, obviously Tomb Raider. Little things like that. I wasn't expect after last year. Obviously, they had the release of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, So I wasn't expecting this year's conferences to be quite as good, but I was really impressed with the amount of hardware that still kind of got released, especially by Sony. Xbox are obviously like focusing on their games, which is fair enough, because they need to get more sales on their Xbox One. So that's completely fine. The Wii U,
Sales are terrible.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I've noticed that
the Wii U isn't
the
even
Nintendo
next gen, is
event-
it? The Wii U is
The
current
funny
gen.
thing is, do you know what the funny thing is? If you look at the sales of the PS4s, they may be selling brilliantly, but if you look at the amount of people that have bought a PS4 and are actually online, the number is halved. Which means half the people that have bought the PS4 don't even use it for one of the main purposes of it, which is to go online.
95% of people are online.
Nope, double check it again, double check it.
I watched E3 last night.
Yeah, that isn't I'm talking today. This is this morning, because I knew we were having this conversation. You check, half the people aren't using it for the main purpose of going online and playing games with people. They're using it as a
Yeah,
media
but
station.
the thing is, the PlayStation 4
So
doesn't
no,
need.
no,
The
that's what I'm saying.
PlayStation 4 doesn't need to
It's
be online
not
to
just
play
the
games.
PS4, that's what I'm saying. It's not just the PS4. They're doing it with the Xbox and the Wii U as well. They're using it. No, most of the game
Netflix.
systems at
No,
the
no, no.
moment
Your thing, was it PlayStation as a whole? Because people
no, this
don't.
was all consoles as a whole. This
Yeah,
was
yeah,
all
I know, but your
consoles you
PlayStation, half people aren't online. Is that including PlayStation 3?
Yes.
Because, yeah, PlayStation 3 aren't online.
buy.
because they
that's
don't need to
fine, no,
pay
this
for
is
it.
just, this is just
The
the
PlayStation
4.
Plus.
This is just PlayStation 4.
Because PlayStation
'Cause this is
4,
just PlayStation
a lot of people
4,
don't have
Xbox
PlayStation Plus for
One
it.
and the Wii U. The latest consoles that have come out
Yeah.
for the actual
Oh,
big,
well,
I'm
you
talking
mean
about big
as-
consoles.
Yeah, but
as
you
a
don't
whole in
need
sales.
need to go online to play
No, that's-
PlayStation games.
That's what I'm saying. I know. I'm not
He was
just
just-
going
he
on
was
the
just
PS4 here,
stating
Robin,
the
I'm
facts.
using all the consoles here.
Yeah, I know.
He was just stating
Right.
the fact that half the amount of consoles that are sold
They're
don't
not even
actually
using it
spend
for
online.
what. Yeah, they're
They're
not even
just
using it for what
they
their
don't play the
purpose
games.
of
They
the
just
game
use
thing is to be used as a game console. They're using it as this way. I don't have to buy. I can buy
Netflix and stuff like
I
that.
can buy a Netflix player and a.
I don't need
player.
Sky TV. I can just go and watch stuff on
That's
iPlayer.
what
So
I'm trying to get
half the people on all the consoles aren't online,
Are
yeah?
playing games.
aren't playing games.
Yeah, neither single player or online player. That's
Really?
what I'm. That's what I'm trying to get at. They're buying it as. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
They're buying it, using it for a media center.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
DVD,
That's
stuff
what I'm
like
trying
that.
to get across. The fact is that half of them
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
even using them. With what we play games. We all love to play games.
No, it's
But yeah, we're nuts. Fair enough. But like, we still use it what it's meant to be used as. And when I want to watch a DVD, I go downstairs and watch a Blu-ray player.
no, I'm using PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it's my PlayStation.
That's fair enough. I don't actually have no. I had a PlayStation. I still went downstairs for some reason. I think it's because I've got a bigger TV downstairs, so
Mm.
it's better
You
on the
didn't have
screen.
TV.
But yeah, that's what I was meant. That's what I was trying to get is the fact that like it's not being used. That's why I'm trying to think of. That's what I'm thinking. Most games, some of them were massive surprises.
Anyway,
Fine, anyway.
Yeah, that will change when PlayStation TV comes out. And PlayStation are
And
now on
PlayStation,
TV.
PlayStation, and PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I was talking for PlayStation.
I know.
whee!
Just saying.
PlayStation. So, are we going to finish it there?
Unless you've got.
Have you got anything else to say? Have you got anything else to say?
Any other games to bring up?
No,
No, Lauren.
I think I'm done. You good?
Was it, that's one thing. Really quickly. There wasn't a PC bit, was there, on the E3?
No.
No.
Apart from obviously Sims, but I
Apart
don't
from Sims, right, cool.
know.
I don't think there was anything just PC. Was there?
The only thing that was PC were the PC games that were coming to all
No.
consoles.
Right. Don't
But
worry
there was no like actual
about
PC.
the actual PC stuff.
console
Yeah, no,
stuff,
that's
no.
cool then. 'Cause that's
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Pretty much done there.
Right, that's it for us. That's going to be the longest video we've ever done.
I think so.
87 minutes.
Okay.
Hour
Wow.
and 27 minutes.
That's as long as the conferences. That is.
Yeah.
I don't know, just
Good
watch
job,
that,
guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's as long as one conference. The conference is like an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
we'll
cool.
leave it there.
Right, yeah, from all of us, we'll see you later. We're doing some more videos. We've got
Wolf Among Us, which will be coming up soon.
We've got Friday's video to sort out, and we've got walkthrough stuff to do. So, yeah, we'll pretty much be done. Say bye, Lauren.
Bye.
Do it again, do it
Right,
again. Wait, quick. Wait.
Bye.
Say bye, Chris.
Bye bye.
Say bye, Robin.
Goodbye.
And from me, stay classy, you fucks.
What?
Stay classy, gamers.
Fuck you, San Diego.